Welcome to the Volkswagen ID everyone. So this is VW's entry-level electric model, front-wheel drive. This is the world premiere of it, and some key features just straight away. And the main thing that they want to kind of get across is that this is starting from around 20,000 euros. So really trying to make it affordable. Essentially, it's going to be sort of like upsize. I'm quite curious about whether or not there'll be a GTI model, and I'll go through a little bit of the press release because Volkswagen have kindly provided me in advance of this kind of reveal. And yeah, let me know what you think as well in the comments of just some of these initial images of this car. I'll be honest, I wanted to see it in like a red. I wanted to see it in like a GTI red. I that's just for me. But yeah, you get a glimpse of an idea of what this car is going to be like, and some of the different models that they're kind of encompassing as well. You know, this is their new sort of like platform as well that they built this upon. And yeah, they're really trying to give it a really good go in such a competitive market, because there's been a lot of sort of smaller size EV sort of being created. You look at, say, like Alpine, and I think of like the Alpine A290 as well. Obviously, I'm more into sort of like the performance element of this. This is only sort of showing sort of like the EVERY1, sort of like the initial kind of entry models that you can kind of get. You can obviously get higher sort of specifications of cars, which can rise. They talk about a 25,000 euro class of car called the ID2 All. And yeah, well, I'm very curious to know what you think in the comments of the car. It's small, but you know what? For me, I think it gets things back to basics. If you want cars to be affordable, make them smaller and make them more easier to use, and obviously more attractive for essentially people to own. And that's the idea. They want, well, they say it in the name, ID everyone, to try and make it essentially affordable for everyone. And that's a big part of things. Being quite a big Golf R sort of fan as well, this isn't a car that, from my knowledge, is going to have any sort of like four-wheel drive system. It's probably too small, although you can always dream. But a GTI type version, you know, you never know. That's something that's definitely could happen. And that's, again, super exciting, potentially, if that happens in the future. And I'll just read through a little bit, as I'll leave it on this image for you guys. This is just a little bit of the inside of the car, quite minimalist. Touchscreen, large touchscreen, that seems to be the way, obviously in keeping likely with Volkswagen's current sort of up-to-date touchscreens that you'll see in the Golf, I would imagine. And yeah, if we just go through some of the more information as well, I don't want to, you know, go too much in depth, because this is obviously very early stages that Volkswagen announced this, but I do feel this is a huge sort of moment, really. Just the whole kind of like design around it, and you know, if they're actually quoting a price, it's obviously showing that that is obviously their main sort of aspect of the car. Making it front wheel drive now, so that's slightly different to say like the ID3 that we saw, because that was actually the ID3 was rear wheel drive, which was quite interesting. But they talk about the ID2 All. This is the ID everyone that they kind of mentioned, and the sport version, they talked about the concept GTI. There's different models that are going to kind of come into place as well. Front wheel drive, they say that the concept vehicle reaches a top speed of 130 kilometers an hour and is powered by a newly developed electric drive motor, 70 kilowatts, 95 PS. The range is at least 250 kilometers and yeah. So that's essentially the range that you get in the car. Showed the kind of technology, always making things up to date. Now, this is actually probably the most key information that I'll kind of read out to you, as I'll kind of scroll through the images as well, just so you're not bored, stuck on it. So there's some of the seats as well, as you can see in there. A little bit around there, a little bit more of the seats and seat belts, but very minimalist. Buttons, looks like physical buttons on the steering wheel. Can you believe it? No haptic going on there. And yeah, again, obviously it's all going to be, it's electric. You don't have to have a transmission tunnel, so you get more space in the cabin. That's some of the advantages of it. Nice little storage section too. And for an entry-level car, I don't really know what more you could want than that. But let me just read through some more of the press release that they said. So they said this is obviously the world premiere. The ID Everyone show car gives a first glimpse of the 20,000 euro electric Volkswagen from Europe, for Europe. Smart and flexible, sporty design, versatile interior, and digital features make the production version of the ID Everyone attractive for private customers and B2B customers, so business customers, as well as for delivery and care services. Always up to date, a new powerful software architecture enables lifelong updates and upgrades of the production vehicle. Volkswagen's future plan is 9 new models by 2027, including 4 electric models based on the new modular electric drive MEB platform with front-wheel drive. And some of the main quotes in bold at the start, it says, Wolfsburg, since the Beetle, the Volkswagen has been enabling affordable mobility for millions of people with compact and likeable cars. Now with the world premiere of the ID Everyone show car, the German car manufacturer is presenting an entry-level all-electric model. Volkswagen will launch the production version in 2027 with a starting price of around €20,000. The ID2 All will be launched in the €25,000 class as early as in 2026. Both models are part of the new electric urban car family with front-wheel drive, which is being developed under the umbrella of the core brand group in the Volkswagen Group. They are based on Volkswagen's new modular electric drive platform, the MEB, with front-wheel drive. Now, they also talk a little bit around the design as well. I actually spoke a little bit as well to to some of the Volkswagen team last year as well. They talk about a secret sauce as well. And they mention around a striking flying roof concept as well, which sounds quite interesting. So trying to make things a little bit more, special really. I quite like the whole back to basics utilitarian kind of thing, and I also like the price as well. But just a few other little notes as well. It says clear, charismatic and powerful. The ID Everyone is the second model after the ID2, all based on a new iconic Volkswagen design language, a new interpretation of Volkswagen DNA. The design of the ID Everyone is based on the three conceptual design pillars of stability, likability and secret sauce. Stability, electric compact car with crystal clear, minimalist contours and exuding extreme confidence on large 19-inch wheels, which I'll show here. Likability, the ID Everyone has a friendly design. Its striking front also looks a bit cheeky. This makes it even more likable. Secret sauce, the concept vehicle surprises with its striking flying roof concept, tablet integration and multi-tool center console. So what do you guys think in the comments? Now, as my channel is more on the performance variant of this, I am keen to know a little bit more if there is going to be a GTI version. I think, you've probably gathered that. And, looking through some of these images as well, the potential's there. And that would be something that I would be really, really excited to see. And the fact that it's affordable, I'm not going to say 20 to 25,000 euros is not a lot of money. But at this sort of range and the amount of technology that I have to go into and all the recent updates that you kind of have to get into cars these days, that's a really good step in the right direction for me. Would you like to see a GTI? I know I would. I would like to see a GTI. Nothing sort of clarified or guaranteed because this is obviously just new information, hot off the press essentially. And obviously my channel is quite a lot around the VW group, and I'm grateful to have received this information before its sort of official release date. And what was quite cool as well is checking through some of the sketches of the car, and as you can kind of see on screen, it's just a nice little design and I like how it's sort of floating sort of design almost. And how it's a cool thing to see. I like large wheels on a small car. It just makes it look a little bit more like a toy car in some ways. And some of the removable sort of features, you're going to have to see this car in person and get up to speed with it, and really to get a feel of it, of what Volkswagen is trying to produce here. And this is what they've come up with. The wheel design looks nicer, and okay, all I'm going to say, I want to see a GTI. But I'm really keen to know what you guys think in the comments below. It's a community channel, so please feel free to get involved. This car is all electric. There's no chance, from what I can understand, that they're ever putting a combustion engine in this. This is a completely different class of car. So electric, front-wheel drive. As we get more details, I'll let you know. If there's going to be more information on a GTI, I'll also let you know around that. And is it a car that you see sort of kicking off Volkswagen's sort of start? I was reading about when sort of the GTI came around in sort of the mid-70s and how that started. And obviously cars were so much smaller back then. So actually, this is kind of going back a little bit into the future. I'm filming this in March 2025, and we're talking about these kind of cars. Could it be the right path? Time will tell, consumers will tell, but let me know what you think in the comments below, and let me know if you want to see a GTI version. And as I know more, I will let you know further. So there we go. The new ID Everyone.